Hey, what's up guys? King Drekon here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use the Drekon CD Pro Tools. First, let's open that up. The first thing you're going to see when you open it is the start screen, and it's just a series of buttons, one to play Epic Duel, the others are mainly contact information to get in touch with me, either on my Facebook, my Twitter, my YouTube channel, or my blog. And another one is the free Varium tutorials. I figured that will be helpful for you guys since this program is primarily directed to Epic Duel players. I thought I'd throw that in there for you guys to get access to all my tutorials. Let's do some comparisons here. I want to first of all, let me explain. For those of you who don't know, the software is basically a combination of an Epic Duel chance calculator, which is something that I made before right here. I'll get to that in a second. It's a combination of that as well as a screen capture, allowing you to take screenshots of your gameplay at any particular time, as well as a custom web browser that you can use to pretty much browse any site you want. Although it does have limitations. Because it is a custom browser based off of Internet Explorer, but I primarily use it for Epic Duel. So first of all, let's get into the screen. Actually, let's get into the chance calculator. First, we're going to go to the module and ED chance calculator here. And that opens up the current chance calculator. Let's open up the previous version so we can get a side-by-side comparison. As you can see, the previous one is much bulkier, has a lot more features, or actually a lot more fields, I should say. This new one, however, is more compact, and that's because I got rid of a lot of things that I thought was cool in the old one, but I just didn't need. You know, for example, the preload builds, I thought that was pretty cool, you know, being able to select between certain characters and their class and their build type and automatically filling out the fields here. Being able to switch to enemy one if they're the opponent, and fill out that field. So I thought that was pretty unique and awesome, but I really didn't need that, so I took that out completely in the new version. Also, you may notice that enemy 2 is no longer there in the new version, and that's because a lot of people have made it clear that they don't have enough time during the battle to fill out all this information for both enemy 1 and 2. For me, when I was testing it, it worked fine, but maybe that's because I'm the designer of the program. You know, I'm much more adept to it than others. So it does come with practice, but I got rid of enemy 2. And another thing I didn't need altogether was the strength stats. I don't know why I put that in there, because it doesn't affect your percent chances. So I took that out completely. Having enough room to put in the cores, actually unique cores that only affect your percent chances. All in all, the software is more compact, the chance calculator, and what's cool about it is that you can use the chance calculator as a standalone software, and you can play the game in your own browser, whether it's Firefox or Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. You can play the game in your own browser and use the software by itself to do the chance calculating. But when you want to take screenshots, you have to use the custom web browser to access Epic Duel, so you can take screenshots of the program while you're playing the game. So I'll get to that in a second, but let's just take some quick looks at the calculator here. I already closed the other one, but one thing that I kept from the old one is the ability to navigate from one field to the other by pressing the tab button on the keyboard. So when you want to fill out information like the stats here, let's do 45 tab, 45 tab, 45 tab, and you can do this super fast if you want, you know. And it does come with practice, but I made it as easy as possible. As you can see, every time you press tab, it goes to the next field, and when it reaches to the bottom one, it jumps to the next one at the top. So you see it there, and once you get there to the very end of the debuff, the next tab will take you to the shadow arts, and the next one to the stun. So this allows you to fill out information extremely quickly, especially since you only have 15 seconds to, you know, put in all your enemies starting stats, which are these three, and the item stats, the character stat and item stats. Those are the three that you're going to want to fill out extremely quickly within the 15 seconds, as well as shadow arts if the opponent has that. And the cores for the enemy, you pretty much be guessing, but depending on what items they have, you can pretty much tell sometimes what cores they have. So if they have the what do you call that Azrael primary that has the mark of the Azrael, you'll know they have that. If they're a bounty hunter, chances are they have a ninja reflex core that allows them to get an additional 4% block chance. So it takes some practice to kind of figure out what the enemy has as a core, but most of the times you're probably not going to be able to guess that correctly. So you may end up having to leave theirs blank, but yours you can always fill out properly. So I always have max shadow arts there, a lot of technology, obviously, and ninja reflex is always good, and so on and so forth. And usually I have all of these: the Mark of Azrael, the Sidearm Mastery, and Auxiliary Mastery. I'll log into Epic Duel pretty soon to show you guys how it's done in-game, but for now I'm just going over the basics of the chance calculator. So once you have your information filled in, let's give my opponent here some unique stats. Actually, it's pretty much going to be the same as mine, but let's say he's a primarily support build. Let's get that into about, let's just go with 8. Actually, let's make him the same as mine, except with no shadow arts. Let's just assume that he has ninja reflex, probably going against another bounty hunter. And notice just now I just rolled the mouse over the button and it automatically calculates it. That's another way that I implemented for you guys to save time. It doesn't save a whole lot of time, but to pause over the button and to click it and then, you know, see what's going on, you just roll the mouse button over it and it automatically calculates that. And that eliminates the need for you to be clicking a whole lot when you're doing all these things, because you don't want to click this and then accidentally click some type of skill on your on the actual game, you know, and do a move that you don't want to do. So it really helps out a lot to be able to just roll over. Let's get rid of that. To be able to just roll over the button and calculate whatever. So here it's pretty much stagnant. Because of the shadow arts, I have an additional 10% chance to block than my opponent. Let's just say I debuff his dexterity with smoke screen by about 44 or so. His chance to be blocked dips down to the minimum of 2%, and mine goes all the way up to 40%. So that's pretty neat. If he didn't have that, it didn't change much. Let's see, if I didn't have ninja reflex, I would have 36% chance, but since I do, it's 40%. Let's just say while this is going on, while he's debuffed, I buff myself with reflex boost. Usually mine's about 38, not too much, not too little. That will jump all the way up to 45%. And you probably noticed just now it changed when I rolled over this question mark here. And I'm going to show you something that I thought was pretty cool that I was able to implement without taking up room. And that is the combat scenario. And what this is just a series of information that tells you your percent chances for certain attacks, whether it's your sidearm attack, your auxiliary attack, or basic strike. It tells you your percent chances for those based on your cores, in addition to the actual percent chances you have. So here, pointing at the player question mark, you can see he has a 2% chance to be blocked on a strike, whereas the opponent has a 45% chance to be blocked. And it kind of seems like it works in reverse, but it's just the way the statement is being worded. So 10% chance to be deflected, the opponent also has 10% chance to be deflected. If we were to guess the sidearm mastery here, notice it's currently at 0. If we were to guess that, it now changes to 8%. Obviously, you probably won't know whether or not your opponent's running a sidearm mastery, but it's there basically for you to just try to figure out whether or not they have it. You know, if you want to go take the extra mile and ask them if they have it, then that's up to you, but I wouldn't really resort to that. Another thing you can do is just select everything here that actually you won't have 2 lucky strikes. So anyway, you can select everything and you definitely won't have 2 of those. But you can, if you want, just to get the maximum possible chance that the opponent has. And as you can see, all the sidearm and auxiliary chances are quite low. I'm not sure why they crit so often, but it's quite low based off the mathematics that's provided by the Epic Duel Wiki. That's where I got all the formulas used to make the software. So it's all based off of that. Now, let's say you finished your battle, you want to get rid of all this information. You simply either click clear all to get rid of it. Or if you're currently in battle and your opponent is no longer debuffed, just click clear debuffs, and that brings them back to the stats without the debuff. Likewise, as your buff, you can click clear buffs, and that will bring it back down to 0. You roll over it again and it calculates your percent chance without the buff. So we can clear that out. It brings me to my full percent chances, obviously, because the opponent has nothing, and we can clear that out. Okay, brings me to the minimum of everything. Alright, so now that we've gone over the chance calculator, let's go over the screen capture, and let's close that module. And notice that all the modules within the program you can close by simply clicking the title. Okay, let's open up the screen capture module. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do with the screen capture module is enter the file path and the image name that you want the file to be saved at and to be named. Also, you want to select the image format you want to use, whether it's JPEG or PNG. It's set to JPEG by default, but you can choose PNG. It doesn't really matter. They both have roughly the same quality and the same file size. So it really all depends on whether or not you want it to be named PNG or JPEG. All right, so once you, I should mention, the file path must always end with a backslash. No matter what it's called, if it ends in my documents, you have to use a backslash at the end. Otherwise, if you don't have the backslash, it will save the file in the previous folder, or the parent folder, I should say. All right, so always end with a backslash. Right now, I set it to the C drive, and the name is test. Another thing you need to know is that the name of the image will be the name plus the date and time the image was taken. If you don't have a name here, it will simply save as the date and time that the image was taken. So let's put back test there, and once you're done with the setup, you simply click the title to get rid of that, and you're presented with the screen here. And the this button here is basically just an easy access to take screenshots. You can get rid of that and use this button here in the menu to take screenshots, especially if you don't want that big old module blocking your screen, you know. So that's just pretty much how you would take screenshots. Another thing that you should know is the support. I have a fax area here. Click it, it will open up a tab or a new window within your default browser. Right now my default is Firefox, so it'll open that up in a second in Firefox, and it will navigate all the way to my blog's fax page for this particular program. Excuse me. Alright, so here you'll see several questions I've formulated, but based on what I feel like you guys will probably be asking, and I went ahead and answered that for you guys before I even made the program available. So go ahead and read through that. I recommend you read through it before you download the program. That will avoid a lot of confusion, especially when you see a pop-up message somewhere, so I recommend you guys read that. My contact informations are also here: the blog, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Click those. It will open up all of them, or each of them, in your own browser. Just keep that in mind. It will open them up in your own browser. For those of you who mentioned that you want to contribute, make a contribution for all the effort that I put into this program, there is a way to do that. Simply click this button in the menu. You'll be presented with this module that gives you instructions on how to contribute. This is 100% free for you. You don't have to pay me for using this program whatsoever. And if you do come across someone who's trying to charge you to use the program, maybe they downloaded it and they're trying to sell it to you, please don't buy it. That's definitely a scam, and let me know so I can take any necessary action to get them shut down. So there's going to be two ways to download the program. There's going to be a free download where you don't have to complete any surveys whatsoever. And that has no other benefit except for the software is going to be yours to use. The other method is also free, except it does require a survey. And for those of you who do download the program by completing that survey, you will also get a special code within your download package that you can use to redeem an ultimate game card code worth an untold amount of Artix points. I'm keeping this as an exclusive feature for those of you who support me by downloading the program and completing the survey. It really does help out a lot. Each one goes towards my earnings on that particular site. So by doing this, you'll be able to get that particular ultimate game card code. Now, it's important to know that only the first person to redeem this will actually get it. Those who redeem it a little bit too late, you'll have to wait till the next version of the software is released for another opportunity to redeem the ultimate game card code. So it's only one per version. So the first person to get there will receive it. I do have quite a few codes lined up, and all these codes are from Prize Rebel. For those of you who know, I do use Prize Rebel quite a bit. Mainly my referrals do all the work, and I earn free points from when they earn free points, and I use those points to redeem ultimate game card codes that I usually give away because I don't really need them anymore, so I usually give them away somehow. And I figured this would be a good opportunity for me to give back to you guys for supporting me for all the hard work I put into this. So I want to thank you for that. Let's try to get into Epic Duel real quick. And wrong thing. Let's get that start module there. And notice the program is loading. Let's maximize it there. The web page is loading, and now it's loaded. Now we gotta wait for the game to load. And notice the URL of the website is right here in the address bar. But anyways, another neat feature I added was to zoom in by holding down the control button on the keyboard and rolling the mouse button forward. To zoom out, you simply roll it backwards. If you don't have that mouse button on your mouse, you can hold on control and press the plus sign on the keyboard to zoom in, whereas the minus sign will help you zoom out. So it's a neat way to get the actual game nice and big for all the screenshots you're going to be taking, especially if you're going to do something like for a wallpaper or something. So what we're going to do is just sign in. I'm going to blur this out. Why? Because I don't want you guys to see this. Alrighty, go to exile because that's the only one that's available. Alright, so I should mention to you that the screen capture, it actually takes screenshots very quickly. So you can click several times within the span of a few seconds, and be able to take snapshots so quickly that it seemed as if it was a slow-paced movie. Of course, there's going to be a slight delay between the time you take the screenshot and when you can take another. But usually, if you click, wait like half a second and click again, it will take 2 screenshots. So it's very helpful when you're doing that. Alrighty, notice that I do have pretty much all the cores that give you critical strike bonuses, as well as the reflex boost right there. So let's pull up the module here, the chance calculator, and enter my information. And notice that all the modules, let's pull up the screen capture there. All of the modules, they pretty much layer on top of the web browser. I'll probably navigate somewhere else later on. So yeah, whenever you want to get rid of them, just click the title. But yes, they do layer on top of the web browser and not embedded in it. Let's fill in my information here. I have 46 dexterity, 74 technology, 48 support, 32 dexterity stats, same for the tech, and 12 for what's that, support. Anyways, maximum shadow arts as usual. Trying to get my block percent chance all the way up to 45 every oh, that's in the wrong thing, buddy. All right, so usually you'd want to set all of your information before you even go into battle, and then all you have to worry about is your opponent's stats. Alrighty, let's get rid of that and jump into a random 1v1 battle. It's already starting. Let's see. And it's my turn, so I got 15 seconds. He's got 45, 45, 45, 27, 27, and nothing on that one. Calculate my chances. Had 5 seconds left. Let's EMP him. Bam. Alright, so he wanted to do that. He can't do it anymore. And now he's relying on strength. So what I'm gonna do now is smoke him so that just in case he tries to strike or anything, he'll get blocked. I don't know how I got blocked just now. And he just used this core. So what I'm gonna, let's see if he has this thing. Okay, he has that, so he's gonna rage pretty fast. So what I'm gonna do is take his sidearm, so he's forced to strike. Take his sidearm and auxiliary, so he's forced to strike. And notice I have a 24% chance to block. That's not really gonna do much. All right, actually I forgot to calculate my smoke on him, so that's 34, and I have a 38% chance to be blocked. Let's force him to strike, and hopefully I get a block on his rage. 38%, it's not much, but didn't really do much for me there. Alright, so I don't have any physical attacks, but I can heal, which I will do. Let's see how this goes. My robot's coming next, and it's gonna be a rage, so I should be able to win this, unless he blocks my robot, which would be kind of weird. Alright, so I'm pretty much done with this. He's not debuffed anymore. Let's clear that. Oh, finally I get a block when I have 24% chance. That's interesting. Good fight. Yep, bot hit him. Well, that was fun, dude. Alrighty, so that was pretty interesting. I got blocked on my first strike, although I had far more what do you call it, far more dexterity than him. And you could even leave this up and check your percent chances after the battle is ended. This was his stats. All right, I don't know what his cores were. Maybe he had Ninja Reflex, which would bring his block chance up to 10%, but without it, it would be 6%. Either way, that was an extremely lucky first block. And as you saw later on, I did get a block with only 24% chance. And if I were to use the combat scenario during the battle, I would have seen that I had certain percent chances on my criticals and all of that. But since I'm recording, I'm kind of focusing on other things right now. So let's get one more battle in there. Actually, let's clear all his stuff because we don't need that anymore. Let's hope we get a bounty hunter with shadow arts. Okay, we got a bounty hunter, and it's my that's the cyber hunter. We've got 100 dexterity. Wow. Actually 63, 18, 18, 17, 15. EMP. Okay, I didn't see any shadow arts on his thing. Okay, but he does have the stun thing, so we're gonna set his stun to 30% because that's what it is. 30%. Okay, and let's see, he didn't malfunction me. Now we're gonna smoke him. Let's see, actually let's see what it is now. Okay, I'm gonna smoke him with 34. And why is my block? Oh yeah, he has incredible dexterity, that's why. Incredible dexterity. My block chance is only 20%. That is insane. Alright, let's get rid of his auxiliaries because he can't use his major attacks, so I don't want him to use those auxiliary and sidearm attacks. Okay, and he has all of his armor points on physical. Let's see, let's do some strikes, get some criticals hopefully. No? Okay, let's see here. On a strike, I have a 13% critical chance on a strike. Let's do one more strike, this time on rage. No critical there. That's okay. I can smoke him later. He should be raging pretty soon. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, his aux isn't all that great. I need to take off the debuff because he's not debuffed anymore. Actually, let's keep that on because I'm going to smoke him right now. I got blocked, obviously. Oh, he's speaking. I wasn't even paying attention. Whoa. Oh. Oh, I'm talking. Oh, man, someone's here. Okay. Let's just go for the kill. Alright, well, someone's at the door. I have to go. Sorry for all of this. And obviously, they won't stop ringing the damn doorbell. Well, I hope you guys found this helpful, and I will get back to you pretty soon. This is King Drekon, signing out after this kill. And they won't stop ringing. Okay, peace guys.